Trips abroad, of course, discussed and clearly, of course, we have seen several ministers come out and talk about the monsoon session, saying that it will begin in the old Parliament building. Remember, the new Parliament building may have been inaugurated, but clearly the government feels that the next session of Parliament, which is to happen on the 20th, will happen in the old building itself. Pragya, quickly, take us through the roadmap for 2047, the infrastructure push. What all was discussed at the Council of Ministers meeting?
So, Madhav, this meeting went on for almost 6 hours and Prime Minister presented a vision, a roadmap for 2047. Remember, it is the 100th year of Indian independence and Prime Minister said that 2024, many ministers believe that 2024 is a given right now. So they have to focus on 2047 and they need to ensure that India will reach at a position where it will be a Vishwa Guru right now. So, the fact that Prime Minister said that we need to focus on infrastructure, that is the main mantra, main vision that Prime Minister gave to all the ministers. They need to focus on their area of ministries where infrastructure, they can develop infrastructure, be it roads, railways, ports, space, technology, made in India. All these things were part of the Prime Minister's speech, and he said that the ministers need to work around it and make policy that are that will ensure that
we all want to know the answer of any hint coming in as to the cabinet reshuffle and performance of ministers that was either referred to or hinted or even spoken about directly at this meeting. Very quickly.
Absolutely nothing. No one spoke about this. Even if that happened, no one spoke to us at least about it. They were really tight-lipped.
Right.
And they even, when we asked him, when we asked several of the ministers, they just smiled. It was a smug. They are also wondering whether this will gonna happen and when it's gonna happen. They've been asking.
Clearly the PM keeping his ministers guessing and keeping all of us also guessing on what really the future outcome will be. A lot of talk about a possible reshuffle. Will that happen or not? Perhaps we'll have to wait for a formal announcement. Thanks so much for that quick update there, Pragya. And moving on to our top focus on the Newshour Agenda. Ajit Pawar may have staged a stunning coup against his uncle and NCP Supremo Sharad Pawar in Maharashtra, but its tremors are being felt far and wide. Predictions of splits have been made in other opposition parties in different states. The fears may not be unfounded, as many of the opposition parties are already battling internal factionalism. Let's first talk about Maharashtra, where Ajit Pawar claims that he has the reins of the party, but Sharad Pawar says he has seen many such hurdles in the past and that it's only a temporary blow.
प्रांताध्यक्ष या नात्याने कालपासून सुनील तटकरे साहेबांची नेमणूक केली गेली असल्यामुळे आम्ही जे करतोय ते पक्षाच्या हिताचंच करतोय. त्याच्यामध्ये त्यांनी सांगून काही आमच्या 9 लोकांना नोटीस काढली वगैरे काढली, त्यांना काही नोटीस काढण्याचा अधिकार नाहीये. शेवटी पक्ष आणि चिन्ह हे आमच्या बरोबर आहे.
मेरा फास्ट एक्सपीरियंस 2-3 बार ऐसा है, इससे कितने गए, कौन गए, इसकी जांच मैं कभी करता नहीं हूँ. जो मेरी आज की जो शुरुआत है, ये शुरुआत आगे का रिजल्ट ठीक आएगा, इसके लिए है.
And let's now talk about fears in the opposition flock in other states. In Karnataka, Congress's former ally H.D. Kumaraswamy took a bail jibe asking who's going to be the next Ajit Pawar in the state. In UP, O.P. Rajbhar has predicted a repeat of what's happened in Maharashtra, saying many of the Samajwadi Party will leave and join the Yogi-led BJP government. He's even claimed that RLD chief Jayant Chaudhary will part ways with Akhilesh Yadav. Across in Bihar, the BJP claims that growing bonhomie between Nitish and Rahul is leaving the JDU cadre unhappy. In Bengal, it claims that TMC is upset with the NCP's dynastic politics. Listen in to these reactions.
ये कुछ लोग मंत्री बनने के लिए परेशान हैं, तो वो मिलते हैं तो रास्ते की तलाश में है कि हमको किसी से बात करा दीजिए. जैसे सभी लोगों का ध्यान विपक्षी एकता पर हुआ, बड़ी गर्माहट हुई, तो महाराष्ट्र में खेल हो गया. फिर कुछ मीटिंग इनकी बंगलौर हो रही है, तो मीटिंग होने के बाद तो देखिएगा फिर कोई खुरापात हो जाएगी.
तो उत्तर प्रदेश का नंबर आ सकता है.
हाँ, यूपी का नंबर आ सकता है, बिहार का नंबर आ सकता है. जैन जी भी सलामी करने की तैयारी में है.
Yesterday's shocking development in Maharashtra about Ajit Pawar decision. Now in Karnataka also, I am fearing next Ajit Pawar who will be going to be emerging in Karnataka.
नीतीश कुमार ने पिछले 17 साल में कभी भी विधायकों और सांसदों को कभी मिलने के लिए 1 मिनट भी समय नहीं थी। अब वो प्रत्येक विधायक सांसद को आधा घंटा समय दे रहे हैं। और विशेष करके जब से नीतीश कुमार ने राहुल गांधी को एक प्रकार से अगली लड़ाई के लिए नेता स्वीकार कर लिया और तेजस्वी यादव को अपना उत्तराधिकारी बना दिया, तब से जनता दल में विद्रोह की स्थिति है। कोई भी जनता दल का विधायक सांसद है तो राहुल गांधी को स्वीकार करने के लिए तैयार है और नहीं तेजस्वी यादव को। तो जो सांसद है उनको भी लगता है कि पता नहीं उनका भविष्य क्या होगा।
Sharad Pawar was trying to establishing his daughter in the politics. Similarly, in West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee is trying to establishing her nephew in politics, in political life. All the veteran TMC leaders, those build the TMC with their own hand, are annoyed with the TMC party.
The opposition, on the other hand, has hit out at the BJP, hurling the washing machine jibe at the saffron party. They say that BJP is using the ice detergent, quote-unquote, to engineer split in opposition parties, where ice means income tax, CBI and ED.
वॉशिंग मशीन में 1-2 लोग और धुल गए। पहले एडीजी पे छापा मारा था, वो मंत्री बन गए, तब सारे पाप धुल गए। शिवसेना में आधा दर्जन से अधिक नेता थे जिनके खिलाफ सेंट्रल एजेंसी जांच कर रही थी, सारे लोग गए, अब वो जांच बंद हो गई।
जो कल तक जिनको करप्ट कहते थे, आज सरकार बनाने के लिए उन्हीं को अपने साथ लेके जा रहे हैं। तो ये तो इनकी करनी और कथनी में तो बहुत फर्क है। ये तो समझ आ रहा है कि सबसे करप्ट अगर कोई जमात, कोई सरकार है, और सबसे ज्यादा मिसयूज अगर किसी ने अपने पावर का किया हो, ईडी किया हो, सीबीआई को किया हो, अपोजिशन को थ्रेटन करने के लिए, अपोजिशन को खत्म करने के लिए, वो यही जमात है।
And the big question that we're asking tonight is, will tremors of what's happened in Maharashtra queer the opposition unity pitch at the national level?
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And for more on this, we have a guest joining us, Shahzad Poonawala is national spokesperson of the BJP, Sujata Pandey is political analyst, Dr. Sameer Dalwai is spokesperson of the NCP. We also have with us Dr. Syed Hafiz, the national spokesperson of the DMK. Rajiv Ranjan is national secretary of the JDU. But before I come across to you, ladies and gentlemen, I first and foremost want to go across to the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, leader of the Congress Party, Prithviraj Chavan. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Chavan. Let me begin by asking you, you've alleged that BJP has promised Ajit Pawar the post of Maharashtra Chief Minister. Would you like to elaborate on these allegations?
You see, this is information being spread through Mr. Ajit Pawar's group and certain factions which have engineered this whole coup. Ajit Pawar's view is that he doesn't want to become, he did not create all this major split after 23 years in the NCP to become the deputy CM for the 5th time in his career. He wants to become chief minister, and that was his condition for breaking the NCP. Now, he has not been given chief ministership right now, but wait for the disqualification proceedings against Mr. Eknath Shinde to be over, which we expect to be concluded by 10th of August, 3 months from the date when Supreme Court remitted the matter to the Speaker of Maharashtra Assembly. Now, before 10th of August, that matter will have to be decided, and we are absolutely sure that the case is open and shut case. The people who left Shiv Sena with Mr. Shinde, 16 of them, have incurred the disqualification under the 10th schedule of the Constitution. Everybody knows it, the BJP knows it, the legal fraternity knows it, Shinde's lawyers know it, and therefore they have sort of given him a soft landing. They will just say that, look, unfortunately, the speaker has disqualified you, and therefore you will no longer be the chief minister. There will be a vacancy at that top, and that vacancy will be filled by Mr. Ajit Pawar. That's what that's the rumor that's been going around. What will happen to Mr. Shinde? Mr. Shinde's son may be included in the union cabinet reshuffle tomorrow. He's a member of parliament, so he could be given some sop. Or Mr. Shinde, who gets disqualified and is forbidden from holding a ministerial post till he gets elected again, will have to cool it for some time. Now, Mr. Shinde has been a chief minister for more than 1.5 years, more than 1.25 years. He didn't expect to become chief minister of Maharashtra. He has become one. So BJP is naturally saying, okay, enough is enough. I don't think BJP wants to go into the Lok Sabha election under Mr. Shinde's leadership.
Right, and
so
also
there is a lack of clarity on this. Nobody from the top BJP leadership, Mr. Nadda or somebody, has categorically stated that Mr. Shinde will remain no matter what. But Mr. Nadda cannot talk about the disqualification matter, which is the legal matter pending before the Speaker Assembly.
Yeah, now Mr. Chavan, Congress has rushed to claim the LOP position in the Assembly. If there is this bonhomie happening, between the NCP and the Congress, what explains the urgency amidst this crisis? Couldn't it wait?
No. I think it's the whole debate is quite silly. I mean, the position is so absolutely crystal clear. The parliamentary practices in the country, both in parliament, in state legislatures, are very clear. Any legislative party which has got the highest number of MLAs stakes claim to the position of leader of opposition. So when the dust settles over the NCP matter, we'll know whether NCP remains the largest party in our alliance, opposition alliance. They have 53 members at the moment before split. Now, after the split, what happens? A part of the party goes to the ruling party. They become ruling party, no longer in the opposition. How many numbers are with the opposition NCP? If opposition NCP has more numbers than Congress, of course, they claim the leader of opposition position. But if Congress party emerges as the largest single constituent of the opposition alliance, then that goes to the largest party in the alliance, which if it happens to be Congress party, will go to Congress party. There is no discussion at all. I don't think why people are getting excited about who claims. It is not for anybody to claim it. It is for the Speaker to decide and give it to the largest party in the opposition alliance.
The opposition has once again hurled the washing machine jibe, Mr. Chavan. How much of a role did these graft investigations have in what we are seeing on ground?
Well, the whole point of defection was not out of love and affection or a love of political ideology. It is only to escape the ED heat. Almost everybody who will become a minister, almost everybody who's crossing over, not only in NCP case, even in the Shiv Sena case, was facing ED heat. Now, BJP, particularly Mr. Modi and Amit Shah, have been very systematically utilizing the central agencies to blackmail the opposition leaders, to coerce the opposition people, to threaten, to intimidate opposition leaders. See, one of the ministers who have taken oath yesterday was in jail for 2.5 years. He's being investigated in a major scam. Now he's there. There are many other people. 4 days back in the Bhopal conclave, Prime Minister specifically singled out 70,000 crore corruption by NCP and named Mr. Pawar. But Maharashtra knows who was involved in the two scandals that Prime Minister named, the irrigation scandal and the Maharashtra State Cooperative Bank scandal. The person who was the main proponent of that matter has become Deputy CM. Now, I'm very surprised either Mr. Modi was not properly briefed by Devendra Fadnavis and his friends, because how could he say about 4 days back that NCP is indulged in a 70,000 crore scandal? If Prime Minister knows about what has happened, then why doesn't his agencies go after people who are indulged in such a huge corruption? Is he allowing the corruption to happen right under his nose? This is the Prime Minister which offered ki na khaunga na khane dunga. And you are happily tolerating major opposition, major corruption scandals. And those very people are now becoming minister, and that's why the phrase of laundering is being used. We are familiar with the money laundering, but this is minister laundering. This is laundering of political leaders. Moment they change your party, they become members of the BJP.
Let me also ask you, sir, are you confident of retaining your own flock in Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh as well, where some of the senior most leaders in the party there are not seeing eye to eye in context of what's happened in Maharashtra?
No, I can't talk about Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh with a first-hand knowledge. I'm only reading what you read in the newspapers or you report on the television channels. But I can speak about Maharashtra. There is an attempt to break other parties in Maharashtra, including the Congress party. But I don't think Congress party will break further, because a 45-member Congress party, it will require almost 30 people to leave the Congress party, which is not likely to happen. But yes, attempts are going to coerce all leaders of all opposition parties, including the Congress Party. That's a modus operandi which Mr. Shah and Mr. Modi have used. They don't care about the destruction of democracy, the political moral fiber of the people who are practicing democracy in India, political parties.
Right.
But they are only concerned about getting back to power and winning the Lok Sabha election.
All right, Mr. Chavan, I'd like to thank you for joining us. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, sir, and sharing with us your perspective. Let's quickly open this out for all our guests. Shehzad Poonawalla, washing machine jibe coming in from the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra. He's saying, how can the BJP say that NCP is a corrupt party and then forget about the irrigation scam exactly the next week? What's going on?
No, then they should say that Congress is Dhobi Ghat. Uddhav Sena fought election under Modi ji and Fadnavis ji's name, took mandate from us and went with those people whom Bala Thackeray abused all his life. Then they must call themselves Dhobi Ghat. Where did Chhagan Bhujbal come from? Shiv Sena se NCP gaye the na. Original NCP to nahi the na. Where did Dhananjay Munde go from? He was originally with BJP. To wo Dhobi Ghat hai. And secondly, please tell me that if it is about corruption, I wish Mr. Chavan was there on the panel. Jayant Patil has ILFS ED case on him. Why has he not come to us if ED was being used? And what case is there on Dilip Valse Patil, on Mr. Bansode? And let me give you one example, Madhav, because you track agencies also as part of your entire reportage. Mr. Sarnaik, one of the people who came from Uddhav Sena, he had a case going on, TOPS case. Maharashtra police, Mumbai police under him, EOW, under Mr. Uddhav Thackeray gave a closure report, summary report in December 2021. We formed government in June 2022. We kept the case going. In December 2022, the ED stood up in High Court. Here is the report, sir. It stood up in High Court and said, nothing doing, no closure report, continue the case. Agar kisi ke upar koi bhi charge hai, the case will continue. But I want to ask a question. How many cases they shut against Lalu and Mulayam? They are talking. And today when they say all of these things, they should tell us that they are accepting that the corruption took place during Congress NCP government. They must accept that Ajit Pawar till yesterday was corrupt. But the moment he switched to us, that time they saw the corruption.
I'm going to take all these questions across to Tehseen, but I want to ask you a simple question, Shehzad. When Mr. Fadnavis very famously went on saying chakki piecing, he was studio hopping with the Chitle committee report on irrigation scam, which has named Ajit Pawar. Mr. Fadnavis submitted evidence against these individuals, and today they are sitting on the same dais during the swearing in. So that's also a question, isn't it?
First of all, if Tehseen Poonawalla and his ilk is taking Fadnavis ji's word as complete truth, which they must, why was he the LOP of MVA? Why was Praful Patel, who is mired in corruption, the working president of the party? And I am saying, forget chakki piecing. इन्होंने तो बाला साहब ठाकरे जी को जेल में डाला था. Why? Because Bala Saheb Thackeray was actually part of communal riots, according to them, in 2000. Then how come they went and sat with Bala Saheb Thackeray's party? तो ये देखिए washing machine नहीं, ये धोबी घाट है.
Washing machine versus धोबी घाट. तहसीन, अगर हम washing machine है तो कांग्रेस धोबी घाट है. ये कहना है शहजाद का. Please respond to it.
धोबी घाट हम जरूर रहेंगे, लेकिन धोबी घाट पर कौन है कौन नहीं है मैं उसकी टिप्पणी नहीं करूंगा. He might get offended. Let's come to the issue that is at hand. The fact of the matter is, Tehseen Poonawalla did not make allegations against Ajit Pawar. I don't believe Shehzad, I don't believe Madhav, I don't believe anybody. I don't even believe Prithviraj Chavan. I believe my honorable Prime Minister. He is the most respected man in this country. He said 2 days ago, 70,000 crores. He said it. So 2 days ago, forget Tehseen Poonawalla, धोबी घाट है. आप बताइए कि प्रधानमंत्री जी के वर्ड को आप सीरियसली लेते या नहीं लेते? Don't take me seriously. Where am I asking you? You are not taking the Prime Minister seriously, who I take seriously. Point number 2. I am bad, I am wrong, I have done all sorts of wrong things for the last 70 years in the country. You promised a new India, you promised a change India. You should have told Madhav and the people of India through times now that new India is going to be exactly like old India, where we will have lane then. You should have said that, then we would have seen if we got a majority. You promised a clean India. And our Prime Minister said 2 days ago, Madhav, these are people mired in corruption, and now these people are esteemed members who are working with Dilip Valse Patil. One line on him. Dilip Valse Patil was that competent home minister who didn't know Eknath, Shinde and 15 people were going. And they were going from Maharashtra to Gujarat. DGP in IB, DGP intelligence, DGP Maharashtra didn't brief him. So this deal that you were doing, this deal making, that's what I'm talking about. He was home minister in MBA government. You should learn your facts and come on national TV.
Okay.
DGP does not inform Home Minister it is a movement and state-wise.
Let me come in.
DGP does not inform it is a state-wise
I don't want to restrict
movement.
this only to Maharashtra, but Shehzad, I'm asking you a larger question. Now, you can counter him, but allow me to ask you a larger question. Now, in the case of Suvendu Adhikari, also we hear similar allegations that he was facing charges in the Nada scam. He may have been summoned twice, but the pace of the investigation certainly appears to have gotten slow. Mukul Roy went from the TMC to the BJP, from the BJP to the TMC, and perhaps he's now preparing to come back to the BJP. There's all sorts of speculations around that. What happened to his cases? In the case of Mr. Y.S. Chaudhary, the person who complained was and wrote a letter was GVL Narasimha Rao to the Parliamentary Ethics Committee about his companies which are being investigated by the ED. These are at least 3 examples which are being cited time and again by various opposition parties to make this allegation of washing machine.
Now, let me take 2 of those examples you have cited. Now, I'm not giving my own example. I showed you Pratap Sarnaik's example. I'll take 2 of them. Mukul Roy, when he was vice president of BJP, even then CBI credited him and summoned him. And those people who were saying Mukul Roy is corrupt. Today, they took Mukul Roy into their own party again. If he was so corrupt, one second, don't interrupt now. Then why did they take Mukul Roy into the party? Y.S. Chaudhary also, please go and see the proceedings. You can fact check it with your team right now. The cases are on. That is what I'm saying. No case has been shut, unlike Lalu's case or Mulayam's case. But I have a question to ask of Tehseen Poonawalla. Now, Tehseen Poonawalla, since you are admitting that this corruption charges do exist, please tell me, here the charges are existing. Lalu Prasad is convicted 4 times. I challenge you, Rajiv Ranjan se ek baar bulwa dijiye ki Lalu Prasad convicted 4 times. What is he doing in their so-called alliance?
Right. No, but the case, the allegations are coming slow. I have a question for you also. What happens to individuals like Lakshman Savdi who are openly caught as WCD Minister, Women and Child Development Minister, caught watching porn in the assembly? The Congress had raised a huge hullabaloo at that point of time, protested, demanded resignation, but yet that person is inducted into the Congress party. What happens to the washing machine in Congress then?
Okay, I'm going to come to Jagdish Shettar and Lakshmanji in just 30 seconds, but just about Y.S. Chaudhary, Mukul Roy and Himanta Biswa Sharma. I actually agree with what Shehzad said. I actually completely agree with him that the cases are going on. That, Madhav, is where the devil lies in the detail, and the devil is in the BJP. Their cases are kept to keep the sword hanging. Nobody goes to jail like Sanjay Raut. One second, don't interrupt me now. Give me the same respect. Nobody goes to jail like Sanjay Raut. Nobody goes to jail like Manish Sisodia. Nobody goes to jail like Lalu Prasad Yadav. Hold on. You all keep the sword hanging. That is what. Now your specific question about Jagdish.
So he's admitting cases are not been shut.
One second.
You are admitting cases are not shut.
Now your specific question about.
One second. Are you admitting cases are not shut?
But nothing will happen because you will blackmail. Because you will blackmail them. Nothing will happen. They will not go to jail. But the minute they come back, they will go to jail. Now let's specific question.
Mukul Roy went to jail
and Lakshmi.
No, Mukul Roy went to jail.
Of course he didn't go to jail because the sword is held. Because you all got humiliated. Because you all got 1 second. Because you all got humiliated, and you all will take him back if he goes back. That is your. But 1 second. On Jagdish Shettar, I'll say one thing very clearly.
Nobody asked you about Shettar.
1 second. And on Lakshmi Savdi.
He asked you about Sewadi. You answer about that. No, answer about Lakshman Sewadi ka pucha, not Shettar. Don't choose your question.
Both of them are the tallest Lingayat leaders after Yedurappa. You all insulted the entire Lingayat community. Justice had to be given to the Lingayat community. It is about giving justice. And I am happy the Congress gave justice.
He was not caught watching porn in the assembly, according to you.
And he apologized for it. He was in the BJP and the BJP took no action on him. The BJP took no action. On the contrary, the BJP insulted the entire Lingayat community. This is justice to the Lingayat community.
Okay, let me open this up.
In fact, they should be made ministers.
There are several of our panelists who are waiting their turn. Let's quickly open this out, and I want to take this across to other opposition leaders as well. Dr. Rajiv Ranjan is with me. He's the National Secretary of the JDU. Mr. Rajiv Ranjan, simple सवाल ये है कि कहीं ना कहीं आज आपने देखा होगा सुशील मोदी जी का क्या कहना था. Somewhere or the other, there is an expectation that, or there is a fear, however one may choose to put an apprehension, that this kind of incident that has taken place in Maharashtra, the cracks could emerge in different parts of the country. और शायद जेडीयू में भी इस तरह की स्प्लिट एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं. एटलीस्ट दैट्स व्हाट सुशील मोदी रेफर्ड टू अर्लियर टुडे. आप कैसे देखते हैं राजीव रंजन जी इन द लार्जर कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ ऑपोजिशन यूनिटी?
देखिए, सबसे पहले तो ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी का जो ये नया चेहरा है, अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी के दौर का एनडीए और नरेंद्र मोदी जी के 9 वर्षों का ये एनडीए, दोनों के जो बुनियादी फर्क है इसी से साफ है कि चाहे वो एमएलएस को तोड़ रहे हो, पार्टियों को तोड़ रहे हो, इन सबको डंके के चोट पर वो बोलते हैं. भ्रष्टाचार पर प्रधानमंत्री जी 2 दिन पहले, चूंकि बाकी पैनलिस्ट ने इस पर काफ़ी चर्चा की है, 70,000 करोड़ के इरिगेशन स्कैम को लेकर के, स्टैम्प घोटाला और साथ साथ जो महाराष्ट्र सदन को लेकर के छगन भुजबल के खिलाफ भी उस समय विनोद तावड़े और तमाम भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता काफ़ी सक्रिय थे। देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी इन मामलों में काफ़ी मुखर रहे हैं और एविएशन स्कैम जिसको लेकर के भाजपा काफ़ी हमलावर थी प्रफुल्ल पटेल जी पर, बहुत जल्द भ्रष्टाचार के जो ये बड़े चेहरे थे जिनको लेकर नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने पटना की बैठक को 20 लाख करोड़ के भ्रष्टाचार के आरोपियों की बैठक बताया था, भ्रष्ट नेताओं की बैठक बताया था।
राइट।
लेकिन आज अजीत पवार जी उनके साथ चले गए। मैं वॉशिंग मशीन नहीं कहूँगा, मैं लॉन्ड्री नहीं कहूँगा, लेकिन मुझे हैरत है कि प्रधानमंत्री जी को कम से कम अपने पद की गरिमा को जरूर समझना चाहिए कि 48 घंटे पहले जिन नेताओं को आप कोस रहे थे आज आप आलिंगन करने के लिए खड़े हैं। कोई कैबिनेट में होगा, कोई महाराष्ट्र का अगला मुख्यमंत्री भी हो सकता है, ऐसे संकेत मिल रहे हैं।
इसे आप लार्जर नेशनल कॉन्टेक्स्ट में कैसे देखते हैं? क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं अगर सवाल उठ रहे हैं, अगर बीजेपी के एक टॉल नेता है, फॉर्मर डिप्टी सीएम है सुशील मोदी, और उनका कहना है कि जेडीयू में भी स्प्लिट हो सकता है कल को, तो कहीं ना कहीं ये सवाल उठता है कि इससे ऑपोजिशन यूनिटी और ये जो बैठकें हो रही है कहीं ना कहीं उसका क्या फायदा होगा और क्या परिणाम निकलेगा 2024 में?
देखिए, मैं चाहूंगा, आपने काफी वक्त उन्हें दिया है। ये हताशा और बौखलाहट जब कोई पार्टी डंके के चोट पर कहती है कि मैं अब इनको भी तोड़ूंगा, तो आप समझ लीजिए उनका लोकतंत्र में कोई यकीन नहीं है। उन्हें पता है जिन 4-5 राज्यों में चुनाव होने वाले हैं उनमें बुरी तरह से उनकी हार होगी। करारी शिकस्त के लिए वो मानसिक रूप से खुद को तैयार मानना चाहिए उन्हें। चाहे वो छत्तीसगढ़ के नतीजे होंगे। मैं बस सुनिए, इतना धैर्य रखिए। आपने काफी समय दिया है भारतीय जनता पार्टी को और मुझे केवल 30 सेकंड आप दीजिए। मैं जो कहना चाहता हूं वो सबसे महत्वपूर्ण है कि ऐसे समय में जब आप कुछ हार रहे हैं उनका असर होगा लोकसभा के चुनाव।
भाजपा विरोधी है, आपको बता दूं, कांग्रेस के समर्थक है। हाँ जी,
मैं जानता हूं,
देश का साथ
आप हो सकता है मुझे जानते हैं कि नहीं जानते, मैं नहीं जानता हूं। मैं तहसीन को भी जानता हूं और आपके भारतीय जनता पार्टी पूनावाला को भी जानता हूं।
राजीव जी,
मैं दोनों पूनावाला जी को जानता हूं।
सर, डिबेट पे आइए,
भारतीय जनता पार्टी की
डिबेट पे आइए, मुद्दे पे आइए, मुद्दे पे आइए।
एक सेकंड, मैं अब इनसे डील करूंगा।
तेज प्रताप
Dr. Syed Hafiz is the national spokesperson of DMK. Rajiv ji, आपकी बात सुन ली। Now let's get it. No personal jibes, no personal jibes. Syed Hafiz, a simple question. What does this mean for the larger project of opposition unity when we are seeing these kind of incidents happen? Because Mr. Pawar is one of the tallest leaders, obviously amongst all the regional parties who are coming together. Your party, the DMK, is very much part of that. So is there a fear that somewhere or the other those moves could suffer a huge setback with this kind of a development?
Actually, BJP is thinking that they're bowling a Yorker by doing all this, but it is turning out to be a wide low full toss where we are getting more room to hit them. See, the whole allegation against the BJP was they are going to be anti-democratic. Electing them to power will bring down democracy in India. That is being proved day to day. Our allegations are being reconfirmed to the public. So this is an outcome of the Patna fever which the BJP is suffering, because they first accused that the opposition unity will not happen. Now that all the leaders are together showing a strong opposition, they are jittery and anxious, and it's a result of the Patna fever, and they think by doing this it is the right pill to bring the Patna fever down. I tell you, this is a very, very wrong pill which they are taking. Now ultimately in democracy, Ajit Pawar or leaders don't matter. The people are watching this whole drama. You say you're against corruption. Leave the corruption issue aside, sir. I will tell you, all this while they said, where is opposition, where is ideology in the opposition unity, and they said it is a photo shoot. They don't see it as a photo shoot, but they are really serious and really concerned about their electoral prospectus after the opposition unity. I will tell you, when Shinde left the MVA, what was the allegation made by Shinde? They said NCP, Ajit Pawar is mismanaging the finance ministry. That was the main allegations against which the MVA, they had to walk out of MVA, they had to break away the Shiv Sena into two. Now, how does Shinde has a moral grounds to sit with the same Ajit Pawar whom he alleges?
Yes, that's
now
the question
the bigger question is, what is the ideology between the NCP
about 20 minutes
Ajit
ago,
Pawar NCP against
particularly in
the Shiv
context of
Sena
education
and the
scam.
BJP who are in alliance today. So the
Dr.
only ideology they have is to grab power by undemocratic way.
Okay, I'm going to bring in Sujata Pandey on that point. I want Sujata Pandey to answer that question. Sujata Pandey, somewhere or the other, this shows that this is an undemocratic ruling BJP. That's the allegation of Dr. Saeed Hafiz. Also shows that they are unnerved by these opposition meetings, which is why they are resorting to these measures. They have no moral authority to, be in power with the same individuals who they have alleged as scamsters in the past. 3 questions. Your response, Sujata Pandey.
So first thing is, Madhav, we are not talking about an ideal world here. We are talking about political parties. Okay, and let's accept the fact that every party has the turncoats, be it the Congress Party, be it TMC, be it AAP, be it JDU, be it RJD, be it BRS, be it DMK. Left has it, and to balance it all, right also has it. So basically, it boils down to one point, is that whoever is with opposition or comes with opposition becomes the force of democracy, and whoever goes with BJP becomes unmoral, immoral, unethical, undemocratic, unconstitutional. So the question is, if it is unconstitutional, please go to court. Uddhav Thackeray went there, lost namo nishan there. If it is illegal or if it is undemocratic, go to the people of India, ask them to vote for themselves, having a leader face and a narrative, not just ganging against Modi and making it one versus all. See, understand the context, Madhav. We are talking about 2024, when foreign elements are openly threatening a regime change by saying that they would fund everybody and anybody who would bring down this government. Is that fair? Tell me one opposition leader, just 30 seconds. Yeah. One opposition leader or party who has said that this foreign interference is not fair and undemocratic. You'll not find even one. Tell me, is it fair that the parties which is conflicting interest and conflicting ideology, where they have a history of fighting against each other, come together because they want to run away from the ED and CBI? For the scams they have admitted.
Okay, we've addressed those issues. I want to quickly bring in the spokespersons of the 2 factions of the NCP. Dr. Samir Dalwai is with us, spokesperson of the NCP. Dr. Dalwai, today we are looking at a very unusual scenario where Sharad Pawar is firing Praful Patel and Sunil Tatkare. In response, Mr. Praful Patel has fired Jayant Patil. What's going on? And ultimately, which is the real NCP is going to be a very important question that will have to be settled.
Yeah, first and foremost, the political analyst who spoke before me is very poorly informed about what the Supreme Court actually said. But I can see that her prejudice blinds her to the reality. Coming back to your question, as you are aware, NCP is a party, the constitution of which is approved by the Election Commission of India. As per the constitution, Mr. Sharad Pawar is the president of the party. And as per many of the rulings, as well as the other constitutional, we know that it's only the president of the party who has the right to appoint or remove anybody else from a position. Nobody else has that right, and that has also come out in the Supreme Court ruling just now in this matter of Eknath Shinde. And this is the exact fear of this judgment that has made the BJP cringe and go ahead and try and break away Mr. Ajit Pawar from the NCP right now. They have the same fate will befall them as is going to befall Eknath Shinde and his group in the next few weeks. And that has been promised to Mr. Pawar as well for a very temporary time to make him the chief minister is what we hear. Coming back to your question about a higher moral ground, please understand this is going to drive the opposition together, because what BJP has been claiming that it is a non-corrupt party has completely fallen flat, because they are associating and bringing into their parties so-called corrupt people by themselves, plus they lost Karnataka because of the 40% commission Sarkar, which is time to understand that BJP itself is the most corrupt party because it has elected the people whom it claimed was the most corrupt. And my last point.
Yeah, quickly, 10 seconds, quickly.
Last point, Mr. Madhav. Quickly. If the BJP was actually a party of good governance, as its propaganda machinery is out to prove 24/7, where is the need to do all these undemocratic things?
Okay, that's a point made by the previous speakers as well. Let me bring in Swagata Shah because we're almost out of time. Swagata Shah, the Supreme Court's recent verdict is very important for 2 reasons, because they said that simply having MLAs, MLCs, etc. may not be enough. Office bearers at the grassroots level of workers, all of that will also have to be taken into consideration. And given the fact that Ajit Pawar today says, have you forgotten Sharad Pawar when asked who's the national president, which means Sharad Pawar still has the right to continue as national president, this really makes things very complicated for the Ajit Pawar faction.
Sir, Ajit Pawar is our leader, is our state leader. His work speaks a lot.
That doesn't make any difference to the legal standing, madam. If there's a court case tomorrow, the fact that he's your leader or that he has a credible face doesn't make any difference.
She's putting Ajit Pawar down herself. She's saying words means a lot. He said that Sharad Pawar. She just got a self.
One second. I want her to respond.
One second.
What is her opinion on the Supreme Court judgment?
One second. Yes. I am asking Swagata Shah that you will have legal troubles, madam, tomorrow if you are not on firm legal ground. Because Mr. Sharad Pawar is obviously the most popular face you have.
Sir, yeah, of course. Sharad Pawar, sir, is our godfather, and we are a family. NCP calls ours, NCP is a family. We might have a little bit of misunderstandings, but we all are team together.
No, who's
your national too early to pass
madam,
who's your national
Okay, one at a time. I will give one second. I'm giving both of you.
Let me speak.
She's your ally now. She's your ally speaking.
Dalwai rightly asked, who is the national president? Just answer that question.
Okay, you respond. Okay, Shahzad's going to respond to you on this.
Let us understand that the entire NCP has come with us. The LOP, the working president, the chief whip, the founding members. So the entire NCP is with us. The Baghi Gut is of Sharad Pawar, just like the Baghi Gut was of Uddhav Thackeray.
But Ajit Pawar,
so therefore the original
president. That is the irony.
So are you saying only one person makes the party?
No, the national president has an important role.
Can I please answer the question?
Purely by what Supreme Court has
said. Can I not have 5 people speaking at the same time with a person interrupting me?
One at a time, okay.
Those who have, Mr. Dalwai, you are the spokesperson of Sharad faction. Let me speak.
Yeah.
Thank you. Those who have Sankhya, Siddhant and symbol will be the party.
Yes.
That's what happened with Shiv Sena.
But with
and that's what will happen with Ajit Pawar also.
It is no longer just about the MLAs, the MLCs, the MPs. It's also about office bearers. What will happen? It's still open.
But that will not be decided by Sameer Dalwai and Tehsil Punawala. It will be decided by the election commission.
It will be decided after decision is taken. As Prakul Patel removed Sharad Pawar, he cannot. National president Sharad Pawar.
Okay. Completely out of time. Ladies and gentlemen, completely out of time. This is of course going to be a matter which will be looked at perhaps even by the courts, the manner in which it's being contested so hotly at the moment. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us. Shahzad Poonawala, Tehsin Poonawala, Sujata Pandey, Sameer Dalwai, as well as Dr. Syed Hafiz, Rajiv Ranjan and Swagata Jisha. And there's a massive showdown over